Alright guys, welcome to the video. One thing I just want to touch upon and speak about, okay, in this topics of discussion video is success, okay. Is success lonely? And when you reach success, will you be on your own? Do you have to be on your own to be successful? Because we've always been told through these quotes and just through social media and through people who've actually made it in general, like a lot of them claim, oh yeah, you've got to be on your own, you've got to be really independent. And as far as I believe, and I agree with all this, you've got to be independent, you've got to be, do you know what I mean, a hard worker, you've got to be ambitious, you've got to take risks. So obviously if you're taking risks, you don't want, say, a family behind you because you don't want to bring any harm, or you just simply don't want to jeopardise their future for your own success, basically. But as far as, like I said, I agree with all this. I don't feel you have to be lonely or on your own just to achieve success. I mean, so many people have now made this comparison and just resemblance almost that if you're successful you're lonely, and this isn't always the case. For instance, you create your own future. Like I've always said to people, when people say what should I try and be in the future, or what job should I do, how can I get a good body, it's down to you. It's up to you to make your own future, okay? So many people say, what is it, there's a quote online which is like, I wish I could see where I'm at in 10 years time so I know what to work towards and that. But in my opinion, I don't agree with that quote. What I think is you create your own future, so you work towards your own future, if that makes sense. So basically what I'm trying to get across to you guys right now is you create your own legacy almost. You create your own future. So whatever you put the time and effort into doing, that the reward you're going to get out of it is a reflection of your time and effort and what you've done. So literally, does that mean you have to be lonely to be successful? No. I mean, obviously there's going to be nights where you may not be able to go out because you have to do a certain amount of work, or say for instance I wanted to get successful in YouTube, I'm going to be editing, I'm going to be making videos and so on. This doesn't mean I have to be lonely. And a good example of this is someone in the fitness industry named Christian Guzman. I mean, he is quite successful now, simply because he created CG Fitness, okay? He started off working, grinding, okay? Going in the gym, being a personal trainer, doing online coaching, macro coaching and things like this. And then he ended up building a brand almost from this YouTube. And then he got, do you know what I mean? He met Nikki, got a girlfriend, and created a good family around him almost. And then he got his friends' community almost as a support. And then what he went up and done is get a clothing line, and do you know what I mean, just advanced it from there, created his own gym, got his clothing line and so on. And this is what I'm saying, you create your own legacy, and he's a good example to show that you don't have to be lonely to be successful. And I'm not just saying him because he's part of the fitness community. There's so many other people who's achieved such great things which aren't lonely. I mean, we're told through, I believe if you watch Pumping Iron, Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary, he said, oh, you've got to shut yourself off to win. I mean, it's different depending on what cases or scenarios you're in. For instance, yes, if you're going to be the best bodybuilder in the world, there's been research to show that if you're stressed, it can jeopardise muscle gain. So obviously, in that case, you want to be shut off and just focus on pure training and almost being positive and getting in your good meals, do you know what I mean, focusing on your diet and so on. But when it actually comes to success in general, yes, you're going to have to put a few hours aside. You may not be able to speak to some people some days, but I wouldn't ever let it get in front of you actually being with people or having relationships almost, because I just feel success should benefit you, not make you worse. I mean, obviously there's going to be times when you have, like I've said, you're going to have to put things aside and you're going to have to almost take risks and that, but it doesn't mean you have to be on your own. You create your future, as I've been saying. You are in control of what you are doing. So don't always believe success is a lonely place, because I'll tell you what, it may be easier to achieve success when you're lonely, but when you achieve success with other people, that's when you'll be at your happiest point. So many people think success can buy happiness or money can buy happiness. No, it can't. I mean, yes, it can buy materialistic things, i.e. it could buy you Wi-Fi for your internet, it could buy you the best laptops, cameras, whatever it may be, whatever you desire, holidays and so on. But if you don't actually meet people you can connect with, you don't establish these relationships and create them yourself, you'll never be happy. I mean, look at a lot of people, okay, when you're in a family which actually works, a functional working family, that is when you're going to be at your happiest. When you've met someone you can almost share your life with and you have children with them, whatever it may be that makes you happy, that is what I'm trying to get at. Success and money doesn't always have to be a product of this. I mean, obviously, if you're successful and have money behind these relationships, that's when it's even better. But the two can only go together. It don't work, like, success don't work on its own, if that makes sense. I've known people and I've seen people within companies, bosses, which my parents may work at. I'm not allowed to obviously say whether they do or not, but I've known bosses, like I've said, who earn millions each year, okay? Turnover revenue around 10 million, profit around 5, and they are earning so much money, okay guys, but are they happy? No, because they've got no one to spend it with. And what does all that money mean at the end of the day when it's coming into your bank account? Your bank account statistics and figures are just rising, finances through the roof, you've achieved what you've always wanted to. But when you look around, you're just sat in a massive mansion on your own. Success doesn't have to be lonely. Yes, there'll have to be times when you set things aside. There will have to be times when you almost take risks and you do jeopardize part of your future. But build that with someone you can trust and spend your time with, because success isn't always a lonely place. Success, if done right, is the best place you can go to. So with that said and done, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you agreed with me, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, please leave your comment in the comment section below, because it just gives me an insight as to what you guys feel and what you think as well. I mean, obviously, I know sometimes when you're gonna be successful, there will be times when you make sacrifices, okay? That's the main word of this video. You will have to make sacrifices, but it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice people just to be successful. Thanks for watching, guys.